Howdy friends, it's Kathy from Rust Paper Scissors, and I wanted to do a flip through of my most recent journal. It's a Thanksgiving journal, and I'm really passionate about Thanksgiving. I feel like sometimes it gets overlooked, overshadowed by Christmas and Black Friday and just different things, so I wanted to do a Thanksgiving journal, and it will be for sale in my Etsy shop. Like I say, I'm pretty passionate about Thanksgiving, and I had some quotes that I wanted to share with you, and one of them is, "Gratitude is the memory of the heart." That's J.B. Massue, and I may pronounce his name wrong, I apologize. Then Thomas Jefferson, "We never repent of having eaten too little." And then Irma Bombeck, "Thanksgiving dinners take 18 hours to prepare. They are consumed in 12 minutes. Halftime takes 12 minutes. This is not a coincidence." And then "The Pilgrims made 7 times more graves than huts. No Americans have been more impoverished than these who nevertheless set aside a day of Thanksgiving." And that was H.U. Westmeyer. And then, let's see, "Let us remember that as much has been given us, much will be expected from us, and that true homage comes from the heart as well as the lips and shows itself in deeds." And that was Theodore Roosevelt. And then the last one, "On Thanksgiving Day, all over America, families sit down to dinner at the same moment, halftime." That author is unknown. So those were just some quotes that I liked. And then the journal here is, this is inspired by, there's been several YouTube videos with people using fabric and lace, and they're beautiful. I know 3 ladies that come to mind. One is Tonya Ferguson with Scribblesintime, Kathy Cadile, C-A-D-I-L-E, and Kathy Sundby. They do some amazing work, and I wish my journals were as good as theirs are. I'm not a real girly girl, so I didn't have a lot of fabric or lace, but I went to a antique store in Bryan, Texas, and was able to find several vintage hand towels and lace, and that's what this is, a vintage hand towel. And I used it to cover the book, and I let it hang off the edge, and it has a couple of pieces of lace inside. So I tried to follow their inspiration, but this is what I made. And it is approximately 7.5 inches, the book, and then with the lace it comes to about 9 inches, and then it's 5 inches wide, and then it has a maybe an inch spine, and then the back is just plain, and then it has a pretty big gator mouth is I believe what they call it. I took out the tags and I put them to the side, and I will send them along with the journal. It just was kind of too much to put all the tags in there and to go through, so I'll do those at the end. But I also wanted to mention, this is my signature closure. It is a bulldog clip with a chain, and then on this one I added the tag that says "Cherish." And then on this, since it was a fabric cover, what I did for the bulldog clips, I added inside, I added a piece of velvet, so if there was any rust from the bulldog clip, it wouldn't get on to the fabric. So I did that. So you might have to open the clips just a little bit wider than you normally would, but I just wanted to protect the cover. And then on the inside, I have a, this is a bookmark, and I got this, it's called hem lace. You get it in the Notion section, like at Joann's or Hobby Lobby, and it's called lace hem tape. And I added the ribbon crimp. I rust these and have these for sale in my shop. And then I added the charm, the little heart. So an easy way to add a little bookmark. And then another thing that I did, I watched a video by, I believe it's called Journal Ideas, and she was making fabric ribbon, and she was using double-sided tape. So I used that on the lace here to add, to cover up kind of like the seam on my book, and it worked very good. So if you add the lace, if you add the double-sided tape to the lace and then peel the backing off. If it is a little sticky, you can add like some talcum powder and it will take that stickiness away. And then this was just a kind of like a book plate. It's Thanksgiving Subway art, I guess, from the Cricut. I printed it out, but it's Thanksgiving, family, just different words about Thanksgiving. And then my journals, I think you could use them different ways. One, this journal could be a journal for one Thanksgiving holiday or a November daily, and it could document 1 year. Or it has 3 signatures. You could use this to document 3 different holidays. And let's say like you have a holiday from your, a Thanksgiving from your childhood that you wanted to document. Maybe there was a Thanksgiving you got snowed in. Maybe it was your children's first Thanksgiving. Whatever, but you could document 3 different Thanksgivings in this one journal. And the signatures, there's the same number of pages. The ephemera is different, but like I said, you could use it for a 3-year journal, and I'll show you some examples of what I'm talking about. But this first signature just has a card on there, Thanksgiving greetings, and then I backed it with, it's called ribbon twist paper, and I got this several years ago when I helped in Vacation Bible School, and I bought the wrong amount and I have a lifetime supply. So I sell this at my shop. I have the green and the tan that I sell in my shop, and you could get some. But it's an easy way to add a little texture but no bulk. So I do that a lot. I did that a lot in my Thanksgiving journal, and I have it in this one. Another one of the items that I do is I made these beads, and then I picked the brown kind of to go with the fall theme, and then I had rusted some of the little rhinestone spacers. And then this is a rusted ribbon crimp. I sell these in my shop, but it's a quick and easy way to add a charm to your page, your journal page. And so I do that on a lot of my journals. And then another signature item of my journals are, I use they're called metal prong fasteners, and I rust them, and I add just various pages that are blank, and then I added some tracing paper and I embossed on it. But the beauty of this is, if you didn't like this, you could change it for different type of paper, or you could add more pages to it. But it's a way, for you to document and maybe put pictures or whatever. That I have that, and like I say, you can change that up. This is just a piece of parchment paper, and it has, I added a fabric pocket and just a little blank tag, that you could journal on. And then I didn't say, but a lot of my journals are really blank canvases for you to, embellish or write on. And so there's a lot of blank pages, and I won't say that every time, but this is just some tea-dyed tracing paper. And then this is an example of the ribbon twist paper that I used as a tuck spot. And then here's an example of what I was talking about, kind of how I document holidays. I talk about the guests, who came that year, what was the menu, who brought what was the grocery list, how much did it cost. So if you wanted to make this a 3-year journal, you could duplicate these and use them each year. So that's just an example of that. Again, a way to use it as a yearly journal rather than just 1 year. And then here's some blank pages. This is a pull-out, and what I do, and I have a video on this in my channel, it's called double fold bias tape, and I add it to the page edges where you're going to pull things out just to strengthen them a little bit. And then on this one I added a Thanksgiving card and the ribbon twist paper just to add a little interest there. And then this is the pull out for, this is tea stained ledger paper, and again it's just a digital printout and some ribbon twist. The digital printouts that I used, I believe, was called My Porch Prints and then Vintage by Me, and I used several of those. I know, but Vintage by Me. And then at the center of the signature, I usually always put a envelope, and that hides the strings that I bound the book with, so it's just in a way for you to add, you know, a tag. You know, you could add your memorabilia there. But this one has a pretty leaf on it. And then this is just an example of the digital print. And I printed this on vellum. And I know a lot of times people have issue with vellum on how to hide the adhesive. So what I did with this was I ran it through my Xyron. I think it's called Creative Station. It it's like a sticker maker, and it added the adhesive, and you can't see it. It's undetectable. So that's another kind of hint for you if you wanted to do that. It works great. Then this was another pull out, and it was just a metal rim tag, and I added Fall Breeze Autumn Leaves, and then this is just a tag that I added to show you that it was a little tuck spot. And then here is the back of the manuscript paper. Again, the double fold bias tape adds a little color, covers some sins if you didn't cut straight. And then this is just some notebook paper, and this is twill fabric, and again I added the double-sided tape to make kind of like a ribbon, and it worked very well. This is an example of a glassine envelope, and I just collaged it. And then on this one I added a library card that says decorations, and then this decorations is from my label maker, and I just distressed after I printed it, I distressed the tape with alcohol ink, and it looks kind of like that cello tape. It works very well, so it looks vintage. And then the glassine envelope was tea dyed, and then I added just a tag in the back that with the paper, and then you could write on this, or you could add a tag, and so you could use it as a journaling spot. But that's that. And then this is an example of the tracing paper. I learned that if you add the element with glue stick rather than wet glue, the adhesive is not as noticeable. So I think that worked very well, that you don't really see the adhesive on that. And I think the tea staining also helps with that. This is the back of the first signature. I added lace to each signature. It's a tuck spot. And then I added just a card. And then this is a recipe card, because Thanksgiving, it's all about the food, believe me. And then I think it's neat too when you have recipes where somebody has handwritten the recipe. And I have some from my mom that I really treasure. And then I thought what you could do was, if you had somebody who brought a special side dish or something to the gathering, you might give them a recipe card, and they could write it out in their own handwriting, and then you'd have a record of that. And I thought that would be special. So that's that. And then this is just some more of the hand towel that I used to make a tuck spot. And then this was just an example of a booklet where I made, it says top 10, and you could document the top 10 of your holiday. And again, this would be something you could duplicate this if you used it as a yearly journal instead of just a one month journal. Then this is the second signature. It has a drawing of a turkey on there. Has the ribbon crimp and the bead. It has the metal prong fasteners and the pages. And then this is just some, like, again, almost like a Subway art. And then it has a scripture, let us come before him with thanksgiving. That's Psalms 95:2. And again, it's just some tracing paper, blank paper. This is the pull out for the manuscript paper, and again the double fold bias tape on there. This is the pull out for the ledger paper, and then this is the center of the signature. It is the envelope, and then again the back is a vellum piece. This is another pull out, and it is a metal rim tag. It says the details, and I just wanted to show that it is a tuck spot. And then this is the pull out for the manuscript paper. This is the notebook paper with the ticking fabric. And then on this glassine envelope, I added this photograph with photo corners, so you could take this out. So if you had your own vintage picture that you wanted to add, you could take this picture out and put your own picture in there. And then inside the envelope, I added some negatives. I sell these in my shop, 8mm and then the 35mm you could use in your journal. And then this is just another recipe card that I added there. And then I think I want to say the olden days, the negatives used to come in glassine paper, but I'm not real sure about that. And this is just another example of a tag. It says Thanksgiving greetings. And then this is the back of the signature, again with the lace and a tuck spot. And then on this one I added the vellum digital printouts onto some little, I believe they're called coin envelopes. So I have those two, and then again a recipe card, and that's there. And then on this signature I added some burlap ribbon, and then a harvest. I stamped harvest on some twill tape, and then I added two tags. One is just says the details and is blank, and then this one is a cornucopia. And then I just added those to show that that's a tuck spot. And then, like I say, if you didn't like those, you could use something else or do something else. Then this is the last signature, and it's just, again, a Thanksgiving image that I got off the internet. And then, again, our bead, our fastener, prong fastener. This is a tuck spot of the vellum again. And then this is just a Thanksgiving card. It says a joyful Thanksgiving. And then this is the manuscript pullout, and it is a picture of a little boy picking apples, or little girl picking apples, not sure. This is the pullout for the vellum, the ledger paper. Here is our envelope in the back. And then this is the pullout for this page. It is a metal rim tag, and I make it look like a faux enamel tag, and on this one it's a vintage tag, and it has the words remember. I sell them in my shop with the letters or with words, and then I sell them in the vintage style, or I sell them with like the French enameled numbers. And if you're interested, you can go to my Etsy shop, is Rust Paper Scissors. And then this was just a tag where it looks like a 60s hostess is setting the table. Maybe it's your mom. And then again, it's just a pull out. And then this is the pull out for the manuscript paper with a double fold bias tape, and then our tape, our ticking material. Then this is a tag that I made, and I added a little tag so you could see, you could put a tag in there. And then I added, just some tags for you to journal on. And then the back, this is another example of just a little booklet that I made talking about the different traditions that people might have, like maybe apple picking leaves, hay rides, cider, just different things. And one of the prompts was movies, and I think movies are a big part of our celebration. I know in our family on Thanksgiving I always watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I consider Sin of a Woman to be a Thanksgiving movie. Every year we watch an episode of WKRP in Cincinnati. It's called Turkeys Away, and it's hysterical. We laugh like I've never seen it, and it's about this turkey promotion, and it's quite funny. And then like at Halloween, every year we go to a haunted restaurant, then we come home and watch The Ghost of Mr. Chicken. Or at Christmas, with my best friend, we always watch Christmas Vacation. We've done that for 30 years. Every year I watch It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve. And then there's just several movies, but I think movies are a big part of the holidays, and so a way to journal those. Or if you didn't like that, there's just blank pages. You could add your own pages. You could make your own booklet. I just do the rusted brads on there, and I can't get it in there, of course. And then this is the last page, and it is just some lace and a tag that says Thanksgiving food, family, and fun. And then the back of the back cover is a library card holder and then a library card. And so that is that. And then this is the tags. And I wanted to say, I think most people have some kind of crazy relative or something, and you know, we have to embrace that, and they're our family. So I added a tag, and it's just the Three Stooges, and it looks like he's preparing Thanksgiving dinner, but it just reminded me of sometimes there's crazy relatives, and so you might want to journal on that. And then these are just the tags that I added but didn't put in there because it was making it too thick. But you could use these in this journal or a different journal or however you wanted to use it. But it's a metal rim tag that has an ampersand on there. It's a tea-dye tag. And then this just says, I made these on my Cricut, November, and then blessed. And like I say, you could use these however. A pumpkin, welcome fall, another fall. Again, I was thinking if you used it for more than 1 year. Fall means football, yes, and football, and then the last is just a little pumpkin. And again, I made those with my Cricut machine. And then these are extra tags from the digital printouts that I used, and I just backed them, and we'll add those to the when I send the journal. And then this is just another printout that I did on vellum and put it onto a policy or coin envelope, I believe they're called. And then this one just shows I added a metal rim tag as the closure, and I put it on with foam tape, and it just makes a really strong closure. And so that is it. I appreciate your time. I hope I didn't take too long and bore you with too much. But it will be for sale in my Etsy shop, Rust Paper Scissors. Thank you very much.